So, Your Excellencies, dear colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you today to UNESCO to celebrate with us the first celebration of World Metrology Day as UNESCO International Day. On behalf of International Bureau of Weights and Measures, BIPM, and International Organization of Legal Metrology, OIML, I extend our deepest gratitude to UNESCO and to the Permanent Delegation of the Republic of Kazakhstan to UNESCO for their unwavering support throughout the journey that led to the proclamation by UNESCO of 20 May of every year World Metrology Day. My name is Rahima Guliyeva. I am the Principal Liaison Officer at the BIPM. It is my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies today. Before we proceed with the agenda, I kindly remind you to use the headsets available by your seat or the interpretation channels in English and French at the bottom of your Zoom screen to choose the preferred language. We are gathered here today to celebrate World Metrology Day 2024. World Metrology Day is the annual commemoration of the Meter Convention, signed here in Paris in 1875. The original aim of the Meter Convention, the worldwide uniformity of measurements, remains as important today as it was in 1875. And it continues to provide the basis for coherent measurement system that underpins scientific discovery and innovation, industrial manufacturing and international trade, as well as the improvement of the quality of life and the protection of the global environment worldwide. The purpose of World Metrology Day is to highlight the central role that measurement science plays in the lives of the citizens around the world, in the areas of science and technology, education and sustainable development, and it is in harmony with UNESCO's goal of building a better world through science and education. The theme of World Metrology Day 2024, We Measure Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow, was selected to reinforce the message that metrology has a major impact on global effort towards establishing a sustainable economy and environment for future generations. Now, I would like to invite you to watch a brief video summarizing the purpose and the scope of metrology. We hope this will spark your interest in the science that significantly influences the quality of our lives, assisting us in tackling global challenges and establishing a sustainable economy and environment for our children. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us start our event. First, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Shafeng Hu will deliver the opening remarks. Mr. Shafeng Hu has been appointed the Director of Division of Science Policy and Basic Sciences of the UNESCO Natural Sciences sector in March 2023. Mr. Hu has previously served as Senior Montreal Protocol Regional Coordinator in the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, in Bangkok, Thailand, where he led work to assist countries in Asia and the Pacific to comply with the Montreal Protocol with a view to phasing out ozone-depleting substances. Mr. Hu, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And good morning, Excellencies. I see many colleagues, many delegates here also. And dear colleagues, friends of the metrology and sustainable development, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very honor to be here today as we gather to enhance global awareness and celebrating the remarkable contributions of the metrology to our daily lives. The theme of this year's World Metrology Day, We Matter Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow, resonates deeply with the challenges and opportunities we face in our interconnected world. Allow me to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the International Bureau of Weights and Measures and the international organizations of legal metrology for collaborating with UNESCO to organize this momentous event. Their unwavering commitment to measurement science and standards exemplify the spirit of the global corporations. Ladies and gentlemen, metrology, often described as the science of the measurement, goes beyond mere technical discipline. It is a cornerstone of progress underpinning our ability to address global challenges related to sustainable development, energy, and community health. Accurate and internationally accepted measurements are essential for economic growth, technological innovation, and scientific advancement. Realizing the importance of the metrology, the International Committee for Weights and Measures designated 20 May as World Metrology Day in 1999. This date marks the signing of the MIT Convention in Paris in 1875, an international agreement that ensured the unification and continuous improvement of the metric system. Since then, World Metrology Day has been celebrated by national metrology institutes, legal metrology entities, regional organizations, and stakeholders. It serves as a platform to reinforce connections between decision makers, industry leaders, scientists, academics, and the public at large. Metrology often operates quietly in the background, yet its impact is profound. It plays a vital role in shaping our world and advancing the sustainable development goals. Precise measurements are essential for monitoring air quality, assessing water purity, and tracking greenhouse gas emissions, thus contributing directly to climate action SDG 13. Metrology equips healthcare professionals with dependable tools ranging from blood pressure monitoring to MRI machines, ensuring precise diagnostics and effective treatment, contributing to global health and well-being SDG 3. Moreover, standardized measurements facilitate fair trade. 1 kilogram of rice in one country equals a kilogram in another, commerce flourished, and benefiting decent work and economic growth. Recognizing metrology's contribution to sustainable development, last year, the General Conference of UNESCO proclaimed 20 May of each year as a World Metrology Day, thanks to the proposal initiative made by the Kazakhstan. This year, we celebrated for the first time as an International Day designated by UNESCO, a testament to the global importance Moreover, the General Conference resolution emphasized the urgent need to address gender segregation within the field of the metrology. By showcasing influential metrology role models and implementing targeted programs, we aim to inspire more women and girls to explore metrology as a rewarding career path. In this stride, we must act together. Today's event is also organized under the umbrella of the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development. As you may be aware, in last August, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution proclaiming 2024 to 2033 as the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development. This momentous declaration presented a unique opportunity for humanities to unlock the full potential of sciences in pursuing sustainable development and ensure a safe and prosperous future for all. It aims to advance scientific knowledge and foster a culture of science. UNESCO was entrusted to lead this implementation with the expertise and collaboration of a wide range of partners. We invite you to implement initiative and this international decade to realize its missions and vision. And just before you see that I took a look of this small brochure, I do see a lot of the challenges still ahead of us in this area. So we really do hope we can initiate something under the international decade of sciences for the sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, may our shared commitment to metrology propel us toward a future where precision, equity, and sustainable development intersect. And let World Metrology Day ignite our collective passions for accurate measurement. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Hu, for your inspiring words and for setting the stage for the discussions of this event. Now, I am delighted to invite His Excellency, Mr. Askar Abdrakhmanov, Permanent Delegate of the Republic of Kazakhstan to UNESCO, to deliver his opening remarks. The Embassy of the Republic of Kazakhstan to France and the Permanent Delegation of the Republic of Kazakhstan to UNESCO have been the main sponsors of the World Metrology Day initiative. They have kindly supported the BIPM and the OIML from the very beginning in our journey towards the recognition of 20 May as UNESCO International Day. We wish to extend our sincere thanks to Her Excellency, Ms. Aristankulova, Ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan to France, and to His Excellency, Mr. Abdrakhmanov, Permanent Delegate of the Republic of Kazakhstan to UNESCO, for their continued support for metrology. Your Excellency, Mr. Abdrakhmanov, I invite you to take the floor.
Thank you, dear Rahima, for giving me the floor. Excellencies, the ambassadors, Dr. Milton, Dr. Donelan, Dr. Ushofen, dear friends, I plan to use my entire 20 minutes time slot, so I need to be straightforward. To keep myself under control, I will measure the time I spent on preaching you on metrology using this standardized certified chronometer. That will also measure my heart rate, as I might become a little agitated and emotional as I speak. It gives me a special pleasure, indeed, to address you at the opening of the conference dedicated to launching the World Metrology Day, now officially celebrated as part of the family of UNESCO's International Days. I recall that we first discussed the idea of giving this UNESCO status to this day around 5 years ago with some people present in this room. Thus, the initiative went the full cycle of persuading the UNESCO Secretariat and the member states that the World Metrology Day truly deserves its place among the major science-related celebrations of UNESCO. Hence, I would like to thank everyone who has supported the UNESCO World Metrology Day project ever since its conception. This includes our friends at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, BIPM, and the International Organization of Legal Metrology, OIML. I should also give great credit to my colleagues at the Permanent Delegation of Kazakhstan to UNESCO who advanced this initiative throughout these years, namely Mr. Prospek Alibekov and Ms. Aliya Baysabayeva, as well as my esteemed predecessor, Her Excellency Ambassador to France, of Kazakhstan to France, Ms. Gulsara Arslankulova, for their resultative work on the resolution with the Secretariat, the Executive Board, and the Member States. Of course, I would also like to thank the esteemed Member States of UNESCO, represented here by their honorable ambassadors, but also senior and junior diplomats, as well as the Secretariat, for their valuable support extended to these initiatives. In particular, I would like to name Ms. Amal Kasri, Ms. Indira Ashwini Madanayake, and others in the natural sciences sector, as well as Assistant Director General Lydia Brito, who cannot be with us today as she is currently on a mission to Kuala Lumpur, and Director General, Madame Azuleh, who issued a special address online welcoming the date. As a result of our joint efforts, as you know, in November 2023, the General Conference of UNESCO adopted the 24C Resolution 21, proclaiming May 20th as World Metrology Day under the UNESCO's auspices. We believe that this decision will significantly raise the global awareness of metrology's role in our everyday life and will enhance the BIPM's and OIML's actions in capacity building with both advanced and developing economies. I hope it will attract more young people, especially girls, possibly in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America, and the Caribbean, into pursuing this beautiful science. My native land, Kazakhstan, is a dynamically growing country with the largest economy in its region, based, among other industries, on mining, international transport logistics, and other spheres where quality measuring is of critical importance. One of the drivers bringing out the country's economy into global competition and cooperation is aligning the national metrology infrastructure with the global metrology framework. Last year, Kazakhstan's metrological community celebrated the 100th anniversary of the first metrological institution established in my country. Today, Kazakhstan actively participates in the activities of the global scientific and legal metrology organizations as a full member. The national metrology system contributes to the economic performance of our country, development of science and education, and improves the quality of life of our citizens every day. Dear friends, nearly 150 years ago, on 20th of May, in 1875, the date still remains symbolic for the world. The nations came together here in Paris and signed the Meter Convention, formalizing international collaboration on measurement science. And it's been ongoing ever since. Some say it was mainly on only the specialist communities that recognized the importance of celebrating metrology. Until recently, we believe the new status of the World Metrology Day will bring additional exposure to it. We are proud that Kazakhstan led this initiative and received support of nearly 50 member states of UNESCO as co-sponsors of this resolution. Importantly, an annual celebration like this will help UNESCO too in its aim to build institutional and human capacities in basic sciences, technology, research, innovation, and engineering. I am convinced that accurate measurements are key enablers to achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals, as was well shown in the promotional video we've seen, and as we can learn within the next hour from our esteemed panelists. Yesterday, we had an informal meeting with some ambassadors to UNESCO. One of our colleagues said that mathematics is the ultimate religion of the universe. If that was the case, then the Meter Convention would be one of its holy scriptures, and the World Metrology Day, one of its important holidays. Dear friends, with this, I would like to complete my long statement and wish everyone present an engaging conversation on the relevance of metrology for the better future for all of us. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your insightful remarks. It is my privilege now to introduce our first keynote speaker, Ms. Dolores del Campo Maldonado. She will present the regional metrology perspective for Europe. Ms. del Campo Maldonado is the director of the Division of Mechanical Quantities and Engineering at the National Metrology Institute of Spain. She is a member of International Committee for Weights and Measures, CIPM, which is the BIPM's executive organ. In this capacity, she serves as the president of the CIPM Consultative Committee for Thermometry and as the coordinator of the CIPM Sectoral Task Group on Climate Change and Environment. Ms. Del Campo Maldonado was elected chairperson of the European Association of National Metrology Institutes, Euromet, in 2023. Euromet is a regional metrology organization for Europe. Ms. Del Campo Maldonado, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Rahima. Excellencies, Director, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, it is really my pleasure to be here with you celebrating the World Metrology Day. I am going to use also my chronometer because I am really passionate of metrology, and when I start to speak, it is impossible to stop me. So as I told you, it is really my pleasure to be here representing the European Association of National Metrology Institutes. It should work. Okay. Sorry. The European Association of National Metrology Institute, that is Euromet, and our mission is to develop and disseminate an integrated, cost-effective and competitive measurement infrastructure for Europe, always taking into account the needs of industry, business and government, and having in mind that one of our highest priorities is to enhance the benefits of metrology to society. And in line what you have told of encouraging girls to join metrology, I am very proud to say that for the first time, Euromet is counting with 3 chairpersons. The 3 of us are women. So, well, our association consists of 39 national metrology institutes, 81 designated institutes coming from 39 different countries. So we also have 16 international liaison organizations such as BIPM, OIML, AEA, WELMEC, and so on. And our main activities are to provide stakeholders with traceability of measurements to the international system of units, and to securing worldwide trust and acceptance on measurements, to implement the European metrology research programs, and of course to provide capacity buildings. So, next please, because I think okay, thank you. So, this year we are celebrating the World Metrology Day, for the first time recognized by UNESCO, and we are highlighting the importance of metrology for sustainability. So metrology is recognized as a key enabler of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Metrology is essential to protect the planet, to ensure dignified lives for all people, and achieve inclusive economic growth and prosperity. So, not in my words, but in words of Bernardo Carzadilla Sarmiento from UNIDO, metrology is a fundamental pillar for trade, scientific comparison, innovation, and emerging technologies, technical cooperation, or even simple exchange of innovation. So, and what Euromet can do? So, in Euromet, we have developed a strategy with the vision to lead the development and application of measurement science, enable Europe to be competitive, healthy, and sustainable through innovation. This strategy has several pillars that you can see in this slide, but I would like to draw your attention to the joint research and development pillar. Because Euromet is the coordinator of the research metrology programs in Europe. In particular, the European Partnership on Metrology, with the objective to create by 2030 a world-class, sustainable and coordinated system for metrology in Europe. To ensure the state-of-the-art metrology research and development taken up by innovators, to increase the impact of metrology in industry and society, and to address the not only European but also global challenges such as the Green Deal, the digital transition, or better health for all. And to illustrate this, I would like to show you some examples of our research projects and how they are contributing to sustainability. So, plastic pollution is recognized as a severe anthropogenic issue. Plastic particles accumulate in the environment. They are everywhere and can cross biological barriers, accumulating within organisms, and up to now, we don't know really the real effects they could have in our bodies. So the Plastic Trace project is developing a metrology infrastructure to enable the traceable monitoring of micro and nanoplastics, supporting decision-making and mitigation measures around plastic pollution. But at the same time, it will also support future technologies, such as biodegradable bioplastics and improvements to the health, impacts on industry such as food packaging or water management. Another example is the climate change. So a major dealing with climate change nowadays is the heat that is accumulated in buildings, leading to a lower level of well-being and productivity. I come from Spain. I live in Madrid. And in Madrid, we are having summers that with temperatures well above 40 Celsius degrees. And from my personal experience, I can say that these heats affect seriously the human health, especially in children and old people. But in addition, if this is not enough reason to cope with this issue, in addition, cooling systems are responsible for almost 20% of electricity consumption in the world, and almost 10% of greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. So the Parametric project is supporting a cooperation project in Rwanda and South Africa called Cool White. This project aims to demonstrate the clear cooling effect of white roofs. By the white painting the roofs of public buildings and schools and factories, and by advising on suitable paints, room temperature could be reduced with positive implications for well-being and productivity. And, I would like to finish with a very curious or particular example. One of the most significant and yet unexplored ecological challenges is the impact on human and environmental health of the increasing atmospheric ionization. And this ionization is caused by extraterrestrial radiation, cosmic rays, and solar UV radiation, but boosted by anthropogenic emissions. The Biosphere project aims to develop the necessary tools, methodologies, and measurement infrastructure needed to evaluate the mutual impact of cosmic rays and biological active UV radiation on the Earth's biosphere. This work will support policymakers with scientific assessments and information that have the potential to sustainably improve policies on climate health and anthropogenic emissions activities. So, thanks a lot for your attention. This is all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you.
Ms. Del Campo Maldonado, thank you for your inspiring words about regional metrology. Next, we are delighted to welcome Ms. Maguilon Chambon, whose keynote speech touches on the prospect of National Metrology Institute in fostering sustainable developments. Ms. Chambon is the Director of Research and Development at National Metrology Institute of France, LNE. In this role, she has been involved in European and international technical cooperation, including capacity building initiatives for emerging countries for over a decade. She has served a Euromed Vice Chair for Research since January 2022, working to ensure that Euromed is a fully inclusive organization, where the majority of its members have access to collaborative research opportunities. Ms. Chambon, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I will try to have also the time. So sorry. Évidemment, il s'est arrêté au moment où il faut faire. Voilà. Is it okay? Or? Ouais. Difficile. Ah, ok. Ok. Alors, comme la métrologie a été, disons, initiée par la République française et surtout les chercheurs français,
basically born
la
in France,
langue officielle de la
and so
métrologie
the
français, je me permets
official
de
language
faire mon
of
discours en français pour
metrology
une
is
fois,
French, and so I
ce qui n'est
therefore
pas
seize
le
this
cas très
opportunity
souvent.
to speak in French,
Alors,
which happens
pour la
quite
métrologie et le
rarely.
développement
So,
durable,
talking of metrology
de la
and
part,
sustainable development
qu'est-ce
from
que c'est la
the point of view of
durabilité?
a
Alors, la
national
métrologie,
metrology
depuis
institute,
l'origine
what
des
does
relations humaines et des
metrology,
échanges,
sustainable
il y a
metrology
toujours eu
mean?
de la mesure
So
et de la
measures have
métrologie, ça existe
always
depuis plus de 5000
existed
ans, et je
for
pense
over
qu'on entendra parler de la
5,000 years, and I
métrologie
think
encore
metrology has
pendant
still a long history ahead of
les
it.
5 prochaines
I'm sure
millièmes
that
d'années.
for the next
Et je
5
voulais
millennia,
commencer
metrology
par
will
dire,
continue
voilà,
to play
qu'est-ce
a
qu'on
key
entend par
role. But
métrologie
what
durable?
does sustainable
Alors, la
metrology
durabilité,
mean?
c'est un peu compliqué, mais c'est aussi
Sustainability
très vaste. Alors, c'est
is
contribuer à une production
complex and
respective de
vast.
l'environnement, en
The
exploitant
idea
les
is to
opportunités
contribute
pour optimiser la
to an
qualité. Quand on parle
environmentally
de qualité,
friendly
on a
production
automatiquement de la
system
métrologie,
by using
la productivité et la
opportunities
durabilité de
to
l'activité
optimize
industrielle et
quality,
sociétale.
productivity,
Vous
and
avez entendu
sustainability of
énormément
industrial and
de
societal
sujets, évidemment,
activities.
puisque la
So we've already
métrologie
mentioned
touche
a broad
tous les
array
domaines,
of
que ce soit de la physique ou de la chimie,
areas
de
of
la
activity,
biologie
whether it be
et
chemistry,
quelle que soit
biology,
l'industrie.
physics, or
Donc, ça
whatever
peut
other
toucher le
industry.
numérique,
It has an impact
l'automatisation, bien
on
sûr, avec l'optimisation
digital
des
and
processus,
automation,
la qualité de la production,
with
plus
process
les industriels sont
optimization,
évidemment
quality of
très
production.
concernés
Of
par la
course,
qualité
industrial
de leurs
players
produits. Et donc,
are
automatiquement, il y
interested
a
in the
des
quality of
processus
their
de mesure
products,
qui
and that
sont dans
requires
ces systèmes
measurement
de production,
to assess
l'analyse
that
de
quality. Then
métadonnées et la
there's
collection en temps
metadata
réel,
analysis
l'intelligence
and
artificielle, ce
real-time
qui
data
permet évidemment
collection,
d'optimiser, de
AI. All
réduire
this
les coûts et
contributes
donc
to
d'avoir une
optimization,
durabilité des
cost
activités.
reduction, and
Il y a
sustainability of
évidemment tout ce qui est
activities.
innovation,
Then
nouvelles
there's
technologies,
innovation
j'en
and new
reparlerai,
technologies. We'll come
et
back
ceci
to
dans
this
énormément aussi
in
de domaines, de
all
santé,
sorts of
de la
areas
santé,
of
pardon, le
activity,
spatial,
health,
l'électronique, la
spatial
communication.
activities,
Et comme vient de
electronics,
le
communication,
signifier
etc.
Dolores del
As
Campo,
Dolores del
il y a
Campo
aussi tout
just
ce qui est
said,
le support à la surveillance de l'environnement avec la
environmental
pollution
monitoring
chimique,
relies on
tout ce qui est
metrology, so
aussi
measuring
physique
chemical and
par
physical
système
pollution
de radiométrie, par
with
exemple, à la gestion des
radiometrics, for
déchets.
example,
Et
and
puis
waste
aussi
management.
l'efficacité énergétique.
Let's not forget
On a été
energy
en pleine crise
efficiency.
énergétique et on
We've
sait
all
combien il est
experienced an energy
nécessaire
crisis,
de
and
mesurer
we
l'énergie et
are
la
fully
qualité de
aware of
l'énergie
how important
et
it is
aussi
to
de la
measure
transition
energy
écologique.
and the quality of energy. And there's, of course, the environmental transition.
Voilà. Alors, oh, ça va trop vite, pardon. Alors, comme on s'est un peu coordonné quand même avec
So,
Dolores,
of course, with Dolores, we did
puisqu'on
speak
est
before
dans l'instance
we
Euramet aussi.
made our presentations
Voici
because we
quelques
worked
défis à
together
venir pour la
within
métrologie.
Euromet.
On
So
le
what
voit
are
de plus
the
en plus
future
avec le changement
challenges for
climatique.
metrology?
L'eau va devenir une denrée rare,
Climate
une denrée
change
précieuse. Je
means
pense que ça
that
va être un
water
peu l'or
is
bleu
going
des
to
siècles à
become
venir.
one of the rare
Et la
and
gestion
precious
et la qualité
resources
de
of the
l'eau va
future.
être
The
quelque
new
chose
blue gold and
d'essentiel,
quality of
que ce
water
soit pour l'eau
will
douce,
be
mais aussi pour
key,
l'eau
whether it be fresh
des
water
océans et la mer,
or
entre autres pour la pollution et la surveillance du climat.
water of
La
seas
qualité de
and
l'air, que ce
oceans.
soit la qualité de l'air intérieur
There's
ou la
also the
qualité de
issue
l'air
of air
extérieur.
quality,
On voit qu'avec
whether it be
la
indoors or
pollution, ça
outdoors.
devient très critique. Et ça rejoint le dernier point,
And all this
qui est
brings
le
us
concept
to
de
the last
One
item on
Health,
my
c'est-à-dire
slide here, which
comment
is
on
the
lie
idea
la
of One
santé et
Health.
l'environnement,
How do
parce
we
qu'évidemment,
create
la
this link
qualité de l'eau
between
va avoir un
the
impact
quality
sur
of the
la
environment
santé,
and
sur aussi
health?
l'environnement.
Quality
Et
of water,
aussi,
quality of
on a
air has
ce
an impact
concept de One
both
Health,
on
où on
the
va aller
environment
plus
and
vers des
on
domaines
human
de la
health.
biologie.
And so the
vont
concept
lier,
of One
cet
Health
environnement et
means
cette santé.
that
Et puis,
all
comme on l'a
these
dit,
issues will be
la
dealt with
technologie évolue
in
très
the
rapidement.
same
Et
framework.
on a
Of course,
évidemment
technologies are changing
la création de
fast.
nouveaux matériaux,
New
entre autres
materials
des
are being
nanomatériaux,
created,
matériaux
including
innovants,
nanomaterials,
des
innovative
technologies
nanomaterials.
nouvelles. On
New
est dans la deuxième
technologies are being
révolution
developed.
des technologies
So
quantiques.
we're
On
in
a
the
eu la
second
première
revolution of quantum
révolution avec
technologies. The
l'apport
first
des lasers et tout ce qui est interférométrie. On arrive
advancement
dans une nouvelle
was
ère de technologies
lasers
quantiques
and
pour mieux répondre aux enjeux
metrics,
d'avenir.
and
Et
now
ceci
we're in a
dans
second
énormément de
quantum
domaines, que ce soit pour
technology aiming
tout ce
at
qui est
rising to the challenge of energy
informatique
of the
ou
future,
même
whether it be in the area
de tout
of
ce qui est nouveaux
IT,
capteurs. Donc la
of
métrologie
new
va être la première
sensors.
concernée,
So
parce que les capteurs quantiques vont arriver
quantum
rapidement, donc on va avoir besoin de
sensors
les
will be
caractériser.
the
Donc
future,
voilà,
and
ce
we'll
sont des
need
domaines
to be
qui vont
able
être
to measure
très
and
prenants pour
calibrate such
les
technology.
années à
So
venir.
all
Je n'ai
this
pris que
will
trois
keep us
exemples parce qu'il était
busy
compliqué
in
en 10 minutes de
the
faire
future, and there
un
are
tour
also
complet.
many
Donc,
other
côté du
challenges
laboratoire
that I
national
don't
de
have time to
métrologie,
delve into
comme
now.
beaucoup de laboratoires nationaux de
So
métrologie,
at our
beaucoup de laboratoires
institute,
nationaux
as
de
a
métrologie
case for
dans le
many
monde,
national
nous
metrology
travaillons sur ces
institutes around the
sujets
world,
clés.
these
Donc,
issues
pour la
are at the core
métrologie
of our
en
work.
pollution et pour
In
la
the
santé,
area
on
of
travaille sur
air
la qualité de
quality
l'air,
and
sur la qualité de
water
l'eau. Alors, ça
quality,
correspond à quoi? C'est-à-dire le développement de
we are
l'instrumentation
working on
pour des mesures de
developing
composés organiques
instruments
volatiles,
to
ce qu'on appelle
measure
COV, les aérosols,
VOCs,
les polluants,
aerosols,
dont les
pollutants,
nanoparticules.
including
Un sujet très
nanoparticles,
prenant aussi sont les perturbateurs
and
endocriniens que l'on retrouve dans
endocrine
l'eau. Tout
disruptors
le monde,
that are now
évidemment,
found in
est parfois
water.
médicamenté, malheureusement. Et donc, on retrouve
Today,
des traces de
many of
ces
us
médicaments dans l'eau.
take
Donc, il
a
est important
medication on a
de
regular
regarder les
basis,
traces
and
dans des matrices
traces of
différentes
those
d'eau propre ou sale
drugs
pour
are
voir
present
comment
in water, and it's important to
on peut
monitor
essayer de détecter
those
ces perturbateurs
quantities and see
endocriniens.
how we can
Ça participe
identify
aussi
those
au
endocrine
réseau de surveillance
disruptors.
pour le changement
We
climatique,
also work
avec
on
tout ce qui
developing
est, on
monitoring
a dit,
networks
Dolores, aussi pollution à
and
l'ozone,
working
mais
with
tous les
other
composants, les
institutes
nanoparticules, particules fines.
monitoring
On a tous été
particles,
sous
nanoparticles,
des
fine
alertes
particles,
des
etc.
particules fines dans certains pays. Et puis, on surveille aussi
And we're
le
also
climat, et donc
monitoring
l'ONU travaille
climate
aussi sur les
change
mesures d'acidité
and
des océans
working
par les
on
mesures de pH.
ocean acidity
Un autre point
measurement
important pour la
via
métrologie et la
pH measures.
pollution,
Other
liée à la pollution et la santé, c'est la
great
biologie. On
area
voit que ce
of
nouveau
concern for
domaine, alors là, c'est comme
metrology
la
in
physique,
the area
pendant
of
des
pollution
années,
and
on
health is
s'est
biology and
concentré sur la
medicine.
métrologie en physique. Et là, on a des nouveaux champs d'activité qui sont la
The
biologie et la
past years,
médecine,
we've been focusing
avec la
more on
population
physics, but
qui
now
vieillit.
the focus
Évidemment,
is on
on a
biology
besoin
and
de
medicine.
connaître, on a des maladies que l'on
New
souhaite diagnostiquer de plus en plus tôt.
diseases
Et donc, pour
are
ça,
appearing,
il
and
y
we want
a
to
des
diagnose
biomarqueurs
diseases
particuliers, entre autres pour les
earlier.
maladies
And this is possible
neurodégénératives, par exemple
via
comme Alzheimer,
biomarkers
ou
for
les maladies cardiovasculaires, mais aussi les cancers, les
degenerative
hormones
diseases such
stéroïdiennes.
as
Et donc,
Alzheimer
quel apport la
and
métrologie
cardiovascular
va faire,
diseases.
c'est-à-dire
So
elle va
what can
travailler avec des
metrology do?
médecins
Well,
pour voir
metrologists
comment
will
on
work
peut
hand in hand
caractériser ces
with
biomarqueurs et essayer de détecter ou diagnostiquer ces maladies de manière le plus
to
précoce et
try
pouvoir
and
avoir des
develop
thérapies
systems
adaptées.
to detect
Et donc,
such diseases early
ça rejoint
on.
aussi la
And
métrologie
this,
au cœur du
of
concept One
course,
Health,
puts
où
metrology
ça va
at the
être
core of
de
the
lier
One Health
tout ce qui est mesure pour la
concept.
santé,
The idea is
l'environnement,
to link
l'alimentaire, mais
measures
d'une façon
used in the area
globale,
of health
et voir
and
comment on peut
environment
détecter aussi
and
et
see
mesurer
how
les choses de manière plus précise.
we can provide more accurate measurements.
Donc la métrologie, comme je l'ai dit,
So metrology,
les
as I was
technologies
saying,
quantiques, on voit que dans
is
beaucoup de
also
pays, il y a
involved
des stratégies
in the area
nationales
of
quantiques qui se développent.
quantum technologies.
La
Many
technologie quantique,
countries
c'est une
have
rupture
a
majeure,
quantum
et la métrologie
strategy,
sera
and
essentielle pour
metrology
être au
has a
rendez-vous
key
de ces
role to
innovations
play
technologiques, telles que les nouveaux capteurs, l'informatique, les communications
support the
quantiques ou encore la
development of new
cryptographie.
technologies
Et on le
in
voit
the
bien
area of quantum
avec la
electronics,
cybersécurité,
thermometrics,
ces technologies quantiques vont vraiment faire partie de notre quotidien dans les dizaines d'années à venir.
even
Donc, en France, par exemple, on a ce qu'on appelle le
cryptography.
programme
In
Metrix
France, we
qui
have
est l'évaluation des
the
technologies quantiques avec le
Metrix
développement de
France
référentiels et des
program
mesures adaptées
with a number
et le développement
of
de plateformes de caractérisation de ces technologies quantiques, des
activities
technologies
such
habilitantes,
as
que ce soit pour
developing a
l'électronique
platform to
quantique, la
characterize
thermométrie très basse température, la
key
photonique,
enabling
tout ce qui est
technologies
horloge atomique,
such
interférométrie atomique.
as
Et puis,
atom
on travaille aussi dans le cadre
interferometry,
de la
atomic
nouvelle
clocks,
proposition
etc.
possible
We
des
are
étalons
also
de fréquence pour la seconde
working on
sur de nouvelles horloges
new
quantiques
frequency
avec
measurement
aussi des
standards
comparaisons
for
de
the
ces horloges
second,
sur l'Europe.
with comparisons
Enfin, je voudrais
between
terminer
such atomic clocks throughout Europe.
ce panorama assez
So
bref,
to
parce que
close
j'avais pas beaucoup de
my
temps. Voilà, en tant que citoyenne
broad
française, je suis
overview of our
vraiment très
activities,
honorée que l'UNESCO
I wanted
reconnaisse
to recognize
la
how important
métrologie
it
comme
is
un domaine
for me as a French
essentiel, puisque
citizen
la
to
France
see
était un peu à
UNESCO
l'origine
recognize
du traité de la Convention de
metrology
Genève en
as
1875,
the
que ce sont des
meter convention was
chercheurs qui
signed here
ont
in
essayé
France in 1875.
d'imaginer un système métrique décimal commun
The
et
common decimal
surtout aussi de
metric
le
system
disséminer le plus
was
largement
devised here
possible.
in
Le
France,
fait que
and
l'UNESCO
the fact
reconnaisse la
that
métrologie,
UNESCO is
je pense,
recognizing
est un
metrology
des objectifs atteint de ces personnes qui ont travaillé à la fin du XVIIIe
is
siècle, faut s'imaginer
probably
ça,
one
début du XIXe.
of
Et
the goals
sincèrement,
that
merci à
the
l'UNESCO pour avoir
forefathers
organisé le
of
20 mai
metrology
comme
had
journée
in
internationale
mind, and so I'd like
de
to
la métrologie.
thank
Merci à
UNESCO
tous.
once again for recognizing the International World Metrology Day. Thank you.
Ms. Chambon, thank you for sharing with us the view of National Metrology Institute. Now, I kindly invite Mr. Anthony Dolanan to introduce his views on a sustainable and inclusive international perspective on metrology. Mr. Donnellan is the Director of International Bureau of Legal Metrology, BIML, which is the secretariat and headquarters of the OIML. He has over 20 years of international experience in metrology, standardization, policy analysis and developments, as well as in trade policy and facilitation. Prior to his appointment as BIML Director, Mr. Donnellan was Australia's representative to the International Committee of Legal Metrology and to the Asia-Pacific Legal Metrology Forum, and he also led work on reforming Australia's measurement laws. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Donnellan.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Your Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, and to all participants here in person and online today, I'm delighted to be here with you today. Today's launch event reflects the work of 3 international organisations over a sustained period of time to have metrology recognised through UNESCO. Both of the international metrology organisations, the BIPM and the OIML, have a long and distinguished history of engagement with UNESCO, dating back to the 1940s and to the 1950s. We look forward to continuing this engagement. It is in this context I would like to acknowledge and extend my appreciation to the Republic of Kazakhstan, and in particular to its Ambassador to France and the Kazakh Permanent Representative to UNESCO, for their strong and dedicated support to this initiative. My thanks and appreciation also go to colleagues at UNESCO for collaborating with the OIML and the BIPM in the delivery of this initiative and today's event. Metrology at its most fundamental level is a science of discovery, human advancement, and an evolving and enabling field which facilitates and stimulates developments in many other areas of science, innovation, and human endeavour to advance humankind. However, it is much more than that. It is also an empowering, enabling, and inclusive force for good for the planet. It enables school children to be educated not only in science, but importantly in commerce, to empower them to protect their own rights as a consumer and to be able to care for themselves and their family in an informed and empowered manner. Measurements, including weights and measures and mathematics based on the commerce of measurement-based purchases, are often included in the curricula of school children from an early age in many countries around the world, and often forms the basis of financial and numerical literacy, which is subsequently applied throughout lives. Metrology and the international standards that are derived from it enable consumers to be well informed and to protect their own rights, regardless of the size of the transaction. Metrology in this way is inclusive, as it enables individuals to be informed and therefore empowered in their daily life, allowing them to care for themselves, their family, and their finances. It is with this knowledge, inclusion, and empowerment that metrology enables citizens to advance their quality of life and to create a better life for themselves and future generations through science, trade, innovation, and to create a level playing field for all to interact and engage. Metrology also directly contributes to new scientific, industrial, and regulatory advancements, which allow everyday citizens to protect the environment, reduce impacts through unnecessary procedures, which may duplicate energy and unnecessary waste and effort in packaging, in processes, and in other means. In this way, metrology actively contributes to a sustainable future for the world. Metrology contributes to the circular economy initiatives by reducing waste, facilitating the reuse of packaging, recycling, upcycling, and repurposing of products, directly involved in the supply and value chains for which measurements are used. Other examples of the inclusivity of metrology include the use of integrated and technology-enabled initiatives to enhance the communication and accessibility of measurements in our daily life. Examples of this include the use of QR codes and access to digital information concerning how measurement interacts with consumers, including initiatives such as the availability of digital data regarding measurement being readily available to consumers at the point of interaction or the point of sale, for them to better and empower themselves and to better empower consumers, and for the proliferation of accessibility, including digital twins. Smart utility meters have revolutionised the way that consumers interact with measurement, moving from a static and a passive orientation to a more dynamic, inclusive, and engaged interaction with measurements by households and by businesses. This dynamic interaction results in more informed and therefore better decisions being made, which inform the smarter generation, distribution, and consumption of energy and natural resources. To be inclusive in our approach to the topic of environmental sustainability and to support the 2024 World Metrology Day theme of "We Measure Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow," in March of this year, the OIML asked its members to complete a short survey. When member countries were asked, "What priority does your country place on environmental sustainability?" 1 indicating a low priority and 10 indicating a high priority, 70.5% of respondent countries said their country places environmental sustainability at levels 8, 9, or 10. This demonstrates that environmental sustainability is a priority to many diverse countries around the world. Furthermore, when the OIML member countries were asked, "Does your country's National Metrology Institute, or Legal Metrology Authority, currently provide measurement services, both regulated and unregulated, to other entities to support environmental sustainability? For example, fuel quality testing, emissions monitoring and reporting, and contamination and microparticle testing?" The results were that 75% of respondent countries said that their metrology authority either currently provides these services, has previously done so, or will do so in the future. With 3 out of 4 of respondent countries' measurement authorities providing these services, and many more, for example, instruments that measure vehicle exhaust emissions, meteorological stations, and atmospheric samplers across the broad spectrum of the economy, this clearly demonstrates that metrology, its foundational science, its application in industry through research and development, its contribution to good regulatory practice and to facilitating trade, has a significant and integral role to play to the benefit of all countries in the context of environmental sustainability. From this perspective of contributing to environmental sustainability through science, trade, and societal understanding, that metrology is a positive and inclusive contributor to society. It is also from this context of inclusion that metrology, in its various forms, directly contributes to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, with a focus on people, planet, and prosperity. Distinguished and honourable guests, Your Excellencies, and to all participants in today's event, both in person here and online. I'm delighted that the International Organisation of Legal Metrology, the OIML, has achieved this milestone in an internationally inclusive and cooperative way with the BIPM and UNESCO. I look forward to continuing to focus on opportunities regarding cooperation, outreach, capacity building, and for an inclusive international approach to recognise metrology's true contribution to not only environmental sustainability, but to all areas of human endeavour and progress in order to address our shared global challenges. Thank you very much.
Mr. Dolan, thank you for your insights from international perspective on metrology. So far, we have been acquainted with the work and perspectives of national, regional, and international metrology organizations regarding sustainable development. Let us now welcome two colleagues from the BIPM who will present practical examples of World Metrology Day celebrations from the Republic of Korea and from the Republic of Kenya. The first speaker is Mr. Kang Young-sung, next to me, who is currently seconded to the BIPM from the Republic of Korea's National Metrology Institute, KRIS. He supports the BIPM with strategy development and capacity building initiatives. At KRIS, he was responsible for international cooperation programs and also contributed to the advancements of the Institute's quality management system. Mr. Sung, the floor is yours.
Thank you for your introduction. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kang Young-sung from KRIS, Korea. It is also my privilege and honor to be here today. As spoken by Rahima, I'll be speaking about how we celebrated World Metrology Day in Korea. Oh, just before I speak about that, I would like to briefly introduce about my institute, KRIS, Korea Research Institute of Standards and Science. For your information, Korea became state party to the Meter Convention in 1959. And in 1975, KRIS was established, and just 3 years after the foundation, we started the calibration services for the industries. And in Korean constitution, it firmly says that the nation should establish a national standard system. And also we joined the CIPM, Mutual Recognition Arrangement, in 1999, and next year we will mark the 50th anniversary. And our mission is, as you might be aware, there are more than 100 national metrology institutes in the world. Just like them, we establish and maintain the national measurement standards. And also we carry out research and development in measurement science and technology. And also we disseminate these measurement standards and provide the technical services, mostly for industries. Then, how metrology supported the sustainable development in Korea? As you might be aware, in 1950s, as you can see from those pictures, Korea was literally devastated. However, 50 years later, we could have quite world-leading industries like semiconductors, automobiles, and shipbuildings. I believe there are quite several reasons for this development, but however, I believe metrology played a key role for this. For semiconductors, the wafer film thickness should be below than 0.1 micrometer, which is really thin. We have to measure it. In automobiles, there are more than 20,000 parts. They should be combined and assembled and feed into each other. They should be measured. And also with the shipbuildings, there are many heavy parts. We have to measure them with high forces. They all rely on metrology, the precision measurements. Then now I'd like to show you how we celebrate the World Metrology Day in Korea. To raise the awareness on the importance of metrology, we normally try to invite the stakeholders from outside, like from the academias, from the industries, and even from the governments as well. And also, we deliver some awards for those who contributed to development of metrology. And in our community, we select a specific topic every year As you can see from the bottom posters, such as like global trade, health, and digital era, and food safety, something like that. So we hear some special talks on the specific topics every year to understand better how we are influencing through the metrology. Of course, we promote this event through the TV news or newspapers. And some years ago, we invited and sent artists who could explain about the international system of units, which is the measurement units, to generate interest from the people. So I'd like to taste you a little bit of that. Now she showed about the temperature Kelvin. And now she's trying to make the clock to show the time. Second. Okay, with this, I'd like to close my presentation. Again, happy World Metrology Day. Thank you.
Mr. Sung, thank you for sharing with us an example of World Metrology Day celebration in Korea. I would like now to invite my colleague, Mr. Anderson Maina, who is a liaison officer at the BIPM, supporting the key comparison database and capacity building and knowledge transfer tools. Previously, he served as a head of acoustics and vibration at the Kenya's Bureau of Standards for over a decade. His achievements range from publishing Kenya's first measurement capabilities in physical metrology to contributing to numerous technical trainings and scientific publications. Mr. Maina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and privileged to join you today and to share some highlights of Kenya's celebrations of World Metrology Day. My name is Anderson Maina, and in 2023, the Kenya Bureau of Standards, or KEBS as we call it, celebrated World Metrology Day in a hybrid event at the Panari Hotel in Nairobi and virtually via Zoom. So the event's theme was measurements supporting the global food system. Present were management and staff of the Kenya Bureau of Standards, representatives from partner institutions, representatives from government, and stakeholders from the Kenyan food industry. So allow me to share a bit about KEBS. So Kenya, through KEBS, plays a pivotal role in regional and global metrology, where KEBS acts as the National Metrology Institute and is a member of the Intra-Africa Metrology System and the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Additionally, given the establishment and expansion of regional blocs like the East African Community and the African Continental Free Trade Area, KEBS' role extends into regional quality infrastructure activities. So it is involved in harmonizing standards, metrology, and conformity assessment regimes, as well as capacity building initiatives, hence facilitating regional integration. So food security and nutrition are crucial global sustainability goals. And during the 2023 World Metrology Day, and in line with its theme, KEBS took the opportunity to raise awareness about the key issues impacting food handling and production. Laboratory tours were organized to showcase the role of measurements in maintaining food quality and safety standards. Moreover, there was a week-long media campaign to spread awareness about the significance of measurements in ensuring food safety and security. During the event, attendees participated in question and answer sessions, sharing knowledge and experiences. So allow me to share a short video that will sample some of the proceedings of the day.
It's the World Metrology Day. Oh yeah, that's it. We want to tell the world that also Kenya is here and we are celebrating this day in a big way. We are here courtesy of KEBS.
A very warm welcome to you all on this World Metrology Day 2023, an event celebrated annually on 20th of May every year.
It's about accuracy, about reliability, and traceability.
If you are producing food or packaging food, you need to have pH meters which are calibrated to give you the true value of the impurities or the acidity in those foods before you release them to consumers.
That is the Managing Director, KEBS. Her name is Estangari. So at the very end, there was a selfie session, which was shared live on Twitter under the hashtag World Metrology Day KE23. Of course, every year they will be similar. Like this year, it will definitely be very similar with the theme in mind. And overall, it was a very insightful and delightful experience. Thank you very much.
Mr. Maina, thank you for sharing with us example of World Metrology Day celebration in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of this insightful and remarkable event. Now I would like to invite Mr. Martin Milton to deliver the closing remarks. Mr. Milton has been the director of the BIPM since 2012. During his term, the BIPM has introduced the new definitions of International System of Units, SI, the metric system, providing wider access and greater opportunities for exploitation of groundbreaking technological advancements. He has steered the BIPM program focused on capacity building and knowledge transfer among BIPM members and associates. Mr. Milton is championing the digital transformation of metrology and of the technical services offered by the BIPM. The floor is yours, Mr. Milton.
Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a privilege to hear from all of our speakers today. Thank you to you all for sharing your experiences of World Metrology Day with us. Thank you to Your Excellencies Mr. Hu and Mr. Abdrakhmanov for your introductory remarks. We've also heard about actions underway to promote metrology in Europe. Thank you to Madame Chambon, Madame Del Campo. Actions in Asia. Thank you, Mr. Sung. Thank you for your video of the sand art. And thank you, Mr. Anderson Miner, for the video from Africa. These are just examples from 3 of our 6 regional metrology organizations. And thank you also to my colleague, Mr. Donnellan from the OIML. As you've heard, 20th of May was chosen to celebrate World Metrology Day because it was the day in 1875 when the Meter Convention was signed here in Paris by 17 states. This act created the BIPM, an international organization with a mission to ensure the global comparability of measurements. Our work has been to develop and disseminate the metric system, which we now call the SI, the International System, and the UTC, the Universal Timescale. BIPM is one of the oldest international organizations in the world, and I think the oldest based here in Paris. If we started with just 17 states back in 1875, we have grown to involve 64 member states and 36 associate states and economies. The work has certainly grown. The endorsement of World Metrology Day by the General Assembly here at UNESCO last year leads us into an exciting new period for the BIPM. As we seek to follow a mandate received from the member states of the BIPM in 2022, which asked us to plan a new strategy to ensure what we call universal adherence to the Meter Convention. This is an ambitious objective that brings us back to the visions of those who first agreed the Meter Convention in 1875, that the work of the BIPM, and I think the OIML also, should be truly universal. It is a vision that all states would come together to pursue the objective of a common system for measurements everywhere in the world. Next year, on the 20th of May, we will celebrate the 150th anniversary with an event that will pay tribute to the historical and scientific achievements over 150 years, and I hope trigger discussions about how the model of scientific diplomacy led by international organizations may develop in the future. I hope to see you all there. Madam Audrey Azoulay, the Director General, has written in her message on the occasion of World Metrology Day, "Let us reflect on the far-reaching impact of metrology. Let us inspire the next generation, especially young women, to embrace metrology as a career, a path that combines science, technology, and creativity to solve real-world challenges." As I finish, I would like to offer again my thanks to Her Excellency Madam Gulsara Arastankulova and His Excellency Mr. Ashkar Abdrakhmanov, the Ambassador from the Republic of Kazakhstan to France and the Permanent Delegate of Kazakhstan to UNESCO, for your support for World Metrology Day and for this initiative. Coming back to this year, I'd like to invite you all to join us for a short reception in the Bar des Conférences next door. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Milton, for your closing remarks. I extend our gratitude to the speakers, distinguished guests, and all participants for joining us today, both in person and online. I hope everyone found today's insights enriching and inspiring, and that you now have a better understanding of the importance of metrology in our daily lives and for sustainable development. We will now capture this momentous occasion with a group photo. I kindly invite all the speakers to join us on the stage for the photograph. And as mentioned by Mr. Milton, we invite everyone to join us at the Bar des Conférences opposite this room for a cocktail reception and a poster exhibition. I wish you a happy World Metrology Day, and thank you, everyone.
Very good. Well done.